Hey, what's going on, positive people? What's up, HCR fam? And welcome to the Be Positive Music Show. I am your host, B+, and of course, we are live right here on Holy Culture Radio, SiriusXM channel 154. As always, I really and truly do appreciate you guys for choosing to kick it with me on these Saturday afternoons or early evenings, depending on where you're listening from. You literally have so many options to check out the latest and greatest in Christian hip hop, but you choose to hang out with me right here on Holy Culture Radio. So I want to thank you guys for that, and we have a completely jam-packed show. Around the halftime pep talk, I will be talking a little bit about the book of Proverbs. A lot of people do a proverb a day. As you guys may know, Proverbs has 31 chapters in it. The typical month has 31 days in it, so you can easily just flip to the proverb of the day. And that's what we're going to do today. Today is September the 16th, so we'll be looking at Proverbs chapter 16. Later on in the show, right after that, I will get into some of the latest and greatest in Christian drill music right now. I'm really loving that sound. You guys know how much I love having Holy Culture Radio debuts. And that's basically just for the very first time playing the song right here on Holy Culture Radio, with the hopes of it being in a steady rotation here on the station. So that's going to happen around the second quarter of today's show, and I think I'm going to say something now that I normally reserve towards the end of the show, and that's just to do all the plugs for social media. So and the only reason I'm doing this is because I really want to interact with you guys who are listening to me on Holy Culture Radio and on the Holy Culture Radio app. So make sure you go follow me over on Twitter. I can be found at DJ_B_plus. You can find out and maybe get like some teasers of what you just may be listening to on the upcoming week. You can also find me on IG at that same handle. That's DJ_B_plus. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Also, make sure you go over to YouTube. I had the great privilege of interviewing KB about a month ago now. The visual for that interview is up on YouTube now, so make sure you go do that as well. So that is too much talking. Let's go ahead and get into this first set. We have some brand new Tedashii. I didn't know an EP was coming, but an EP is here. He has, he just has the amazing ability to keep putting out awesome music. So the name of this first song is Victory Lap for the Day. It is off of Tedashii's brand new EP entitled Dead or Alive Part 1. So it's more to come, and there's also more to come right here on Holy Culture Radio, SiriusXM channel 154. This is the Be Positive Music Show, and don't you guys go anywhere.
Is your church piping Holy Culture Radio through their systems yet? Tell them to get with it.
All right, and welcome back to the Be Positive Music Show right here on Holy Culture Radio. I'm your host, B+, and it is about time for the HCR Debut Song of the Day. But before we do that, let me get you guys caught up with what you heard during the first quarter of today's show. Now, the first song goes by the name of Victory Lap.
Victory Lap. We on attack. Ain't looking back.
Of course, that was by Tedashii. You know the sound. That is off of his brand new EP entitled Dead or Alive Part 1. It's a pretty nice EP, and I'm just really amazed that Tedashii is able to keep putting out music at a high rate like this. He came out with a project not even a year ago, and here he is with a new EP. It's featuring people like Aha Gazelle, of course Lecrae, Triple E, and others. So make sure you go check that out. The next song goes by the name of Potential.
I ain't never been simple. I don't even think y'all seen all my potential. You can never box me and find another window.
It is by Drika Will and Jekka Soul. Very, very dope, nice project. There's a nice music video to that song, if I'm not mistaken, as well. The next song you heard was Still Holy.
Still holy.
In the dark, in the light, messed up, got right. In the day, in the night, no change. It's smoke forever, forever, forever.
That was by Indie Tribe, the brand new Indie Tribe that now has 5 members. That is DJ Mike LV, that is No Big Deal, that's Tori Deshawn, Mowgli, and last but not least, John Keith. And he dropped a single this week. It's kind of more on the pop side. I think the name of the song is Bobby. So make sure you guys go check that out as well. Now, enough of the stalling. Let's go ahead and get into the HCR Debut Song of the Day. And the name of the song is Fight Night Cypher. It is by Trutha, Bill B, Untitled, and Mike Wise. Now, Trutha and Mike Wise are no stranger to my channel. I'm a big fan of all the work that they do. They had an EP that came out last year called Vanguards. Really, really nice project. One of my favorite EPs of last year, 2022. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this new record. Like I said, the name of it is Fight Night Cypher, and you guys don't go anywhere. This is the Be Positive Music Show, and we will be right back.
It's halftime with B+. Time for that pep talk.
All right, and welcome back to the Be Positive Music Show right here on Holy Culture Radio. I am your host, B+, and before we get into our halftime pep talk, let me get you guys caught up really quickly with what you heard during the second quarter of today's show. Now, the first song that I played during the second quarter was Fight Night Cypher.
Yeah, I brought the mystique of Common and Nas to the beat all the odds to the feet. My God, he kept all the receipts. Producing fruit in my city like I'm shopping at feast. This product ain't brought to the streets, the reason I fought.
That was by Trutha, Bill B, Untitled, and Mike Wise. The next song that I played goes by the name of Praise.
I'm going to praise his name right now. I'm going to praise, I'm going to lift his name right now. I'm going to pray.
That's by two veterans in the Christian hip hop space. That's by Brinson and Von Juan. And then the last song that I played is from Scooty Wop and KB. It's off of KB's brand new project. Like I said, that's HGA2. The name of that song was Who the Sun Sets Free.
I'm a child of God, and his name is on me. And who the sun sets free, who the sun sets.
That's one of those songs that when I was kind of listening to it for my first time, it kind of flew under the radar, but that's probably the song I've been playing the most ever since. I won't say ever since, but for maybe the past week or so. Now, let's go ahead and switch gears and let's get ready to hop into our halftime pep talk. Now, like I said in our intro, it's a very popular thing that some people do, and that is a proverb a day. There's 31 days in the typical month. There's 31 chapters in Proverbs, so it's really simple. You just pick whatever day of the month it is. Today is the 16th, and you just kind of dig into Proverbs chapter 16. There's a whole lot of wisdom, obviously, in that book. It's in the wisdom section of the Bible, and the older and older I get, quite frankly, the more and more I'm loving those wisdom books. I think Ecclesiastes might be like my sleeper pick for like my favorite book in the Old Testament, if not the entire Bible. So really enjoying the wisdom books as I get older. So I was checking out the chapter 16 of Proverbs, and a lot of it was just really resonating with me, and I thought it would just be pretty dope to check out or just to share with you guys some of my thoughts on Proverbs chapter 16. But I also want to plug something that is is part of my routine. Now, part of my routine, well, I try to make it part of my routine. I'm not going to get in here and lie and say I do it 100% of the time, but one thing that I do include in my routine is make sure I check out what's going on with Streetlights. Now, if you don't know what Streetlights is, it's not difficult to describe, but basically what they do is they combine, it almost feels like spoken word, but you're just reading the Bible, but it's over, I guess what they call today kind of lo-fi beats. But they've been around and doing this for, over 10 years. I remember just early on just getting kind of locked in with what they were doing, from like their humble beginnings of being in the basement and just really growing into like a studio. Now they're a nonprofit. They are really touching a lot of different people. So what I want to do for these next few minutes, I want to play a Streetlights recording of Proverbs chapter 16, and then we're going to come back after that, and I'll just share some high-level highlights of what I got from this passage of scripture. So you guys don't go anywhere, and check this out right here.
Proverbs chapter 16. We can make our own plans, but the Lord gives the right answer. People may be pure in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their motives.
All right, and welcome back to the Be Positive Music Show. I hope you guys enjoyed that rendition of Proverbs 16 by the Streetlights Bible. Like I said, they put out very, very dope work. Now, what I want to do is I don't want to talk too long, but I do want to make sure that I highlight a few verses that stuck out to me and talk really briefly about why those particular verses stuck out to me. So let me go ahead and do that. The very first scripture that stuck out to me was verse number 3. It says, commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed. Now, the reason why that scripture stuck out to me is just because in particular that word, your plans will succeed. I think it's easy to look at that and think that God's going to give you every wish and command. He's a genie in the bottle, but that's not the case. It just kind of reminds me of the scripture where it says all these things will be added unto you. It's in the New Testament. I believe it is in Matthew. But all these things were the simple things in life. It was just talking about drink, food, and shelter. And that is that's a level of success. I think sometimes we get a little off base when we think of God causing our plans to succeed and things to flourish. We think that we're going to have a paycheck that has or a salary that has 2 commas in it. We think that our social media status is going to shoot through the roof. We're going to have all the subscribers, but that's not necessarily what God means when he means to succeed. So that's one that really jumped out to me. The next one that stuck out to me was verse 21. It says, the wise are known for their understanding and pleasant words are persuasive. Now, the reason why I like that scripture is just because it reminds me of conversations that I had with my mentor. My mentor's name is Jesse Broder, so shout out to you, Jesse. I'm not sure if he said it or I said it or it just came up in conversation, but I remember walking away from a conversation with him and just thinking, like, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I would much rather be the person in the room that has the most perspective. I want to be somebody who's able to see things from a very high level, but also see how things may be on the ground floor. The people who are less fortunate, the people who are more vulnerable. But I think that sometimes the smarter and smarter people get, they can really lose touch with what's going on, and sometimes in the less fortunate areas of our world. So that's another one that stuck out to me. Moving on to verse number 32, it says, better to be patient than powerful, better to have self-control than to conquer a city. Now, the reason why that one stuck out to me just because I'm in this space where I'm blessed with the opportunity to have this radio show. I'm blessed with the opportunity to be able to cover Christian hip hop like this, but I really do feel like a lot of this was just gifted to me. And a lot of times people have even wanted me to move at a faster pace, and definitely no shots at the people who have wanted me to do that. But at the same time, like, I'm just want to take my time and let things just kind of grow. Whatever happens. And I just think that patience is something that is not really celebrated in today's society. It's kind of like a go mentality, a microwave society, a what have you done for me lately society. So that's why that one stuck out to me. And let me make sure I'm good on time here. I don't want to talk you guys too much or talk your head off too much, but yeah, I'll leave it there. With those comments, and we'll go ahead and get into some more music. So the first song, or the next song that I have coming up for you guys, we're going to get into this Christian drill space. So this first song that I have coming up for you guys goes by the name of Stronger. It's by Shepherd, Toya Love, and Childlike CC. It's a very, very dope record. You guys, make sure you keep it locked right here on Holy Culture Radio, SiriusXM channel 154, and we will be right back.
It's the fourth quarter. Time for some Christian R&B.
All right, welcome back to the Be Positive Music Show. I am B+, and let me get you guys up to speed with what you just heard during the third quarter of today's show. Like I said, I was kind of dipping into some of the drill sound that's going on in Christian hip hop right now. So the first song you heard was Stronger.
I'm getting stronger. Hey. Yeah. Hey. I'm getting stronger. Hey.
That was by Shepherd, Toya Love, and Childlike CC. The next song you heard was Love Like That. That was by Hovey, Tori Deshawn, and Alex Jean. Every single week I promise you that I'm gonna learn how to pronounce his name or make sure that I'm right, and I never do it. So apologies if I got your name wrong. And then the last song goes by the name of Flip That.
Still speaking out loud, I don't want to chit chat. Give him my problems to God and watch how he flip that. Watch how he flip that.
That is by Mike Teasy and 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Now let's go ahead and get ready for our Christian R&B set. But before we do that, I do want to sneak in here one last thought about the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, particularly verse number 28. It says, a troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. And I just want to say really quickly that I was recently in a situation where I felt like people wanted me to gossip, and I just had to just pause, and I really feel like God gave me a heads up that was kind of coming my way. And I think he did that through the next song that I'm going to play. The name of the song is Gossip. It is by Abel and Scribe Music. It is a very, very dope record. It never gets what's the word I'm looking for? It never gets old. It never gets old. I've been running it up in my personal playlist. I've also been playing it here on the show. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This is the Be Positive Music Show. I am B+, and we will be right back. All right, it's your host here, B+, and this has been the Be Positive Music Show right here on Holy Culture Radio. As always, I really do appreciate you guys kicking it with me on these Saturday afternoons or early evenings, depending on where you're listening from. But unfortunately, we have reached the end of today's show. So let me get you guys caught up with what you heard during the fourth quarter. The first song you heard was Gossip.
You've got a lot to say. You've got a lot to say. It sure is gossip. You've got a lot to say. You've got a lot to say. It's just.
That was by Abel and Scribe Music. The next song you heard was Heavenly War. That was by Asha Alea and Names Bliss. And then the third and final song of the show was Too Serious.
Don't take it too serious. If it don't go our way, ain't no fear in us. 'Cause heaven came up.
And that was by Don Reddy and Young Chris. So as I was saying earlier, I really would love to hear from you guys who listen to me right here on Holy Culture Radio. So feel free to follow me over on IG and Twitter and let me know that this is where you're listening to me. I can be found over there at DJ B+, and you can also feel free to go over to YouTube and type in B+ Music. You will see me over there. I have a ton of Christian hip hop content, including the interview I had with KB and also a dope conversation I had with Big Swiss talking about Indie Tribe's latest project, Low Blow. So for all my SiriusXM listeners, for all my Holy Culture listeners, and wherever else you may be listening to this, make sure that you let me know where you're listening from. And until next time, I am B+. Peace in, confusion out, and be positive.